This is me. I'm on top of a building, but in order to understand why, you first have to know that I'm a filmmaker. I take videos, not photos. But since I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and some of the biggest filmmaking creators on YouTube started out with photography, I figured, you know, if it worked for them. So I set a challenge for myself, 100 photos in 24 hours. But I knew I wouldn't be able to complete this on my own. I'm in. Okay, awesome. I'll see you soon. Now, before going into this, I knew the top of Sean's building was going to be amazing, but I wanted to come back at sunset when it was golden hour. So we decided to come back to that later. But once we got started, I realized inspiration doesn't go well with an empty stomach, so we stopped at a bakery to get some baked goods. And after that, headed over to the beach, because that's where everything interesting in Vancouver happens. And on the way there, I spotted my first picture.
I see the picture.
This lock looked really interesting with all the cobwebs surrounding it, and the vibrant graffiti really made the colors pop. Sean also took a photo of me taking the photo with his Polaroid filter on his phone, and you'll see throughout the rest of this video that that filter turned out really well. But there was just one problem. If we were going to finish this by the end of the day, we had to pick up the pace.
That looks so good.
After finishing up our baked goods, I saw a pool of water surrounded by mud that looked just perfect for a reflection, and I was able to secure a few photos there. I also got one of some of those shipping container barges. And on the way to our next location, Sean found this ring laying on the ground. I took a photo of it just where it was originally, because I thought it was a good symbolization of how you can find cool stuff in random places. Now, I wanted to find some cool vintage things to photograph, and I thought that would look especially cool with Sean's Polaroid filter. So our next location was the thrift store. On the way, I grabbed a few photos on the street of some cool textures and objects that I liked. I thought they looked kinda interesting, but when we got to the thrift store, that's where we really hit the jackpot. But next, Sean had a secret place that he thought would be perfect for photography.
I just remembered it. I forgot about it until just now, so that's really good.
On the way there, we passed by a few skyscrapers and I took a few photos. I really love how this one in particular turned out. It has a bunch of modern glass buildings in the foreground with just a little bit of a building still in progress with a crane towards the far end. I also love how there were two power lines that just happened to be crossing the frame. It really complements the otherwise tall and vertical buildings. But eventually, we arrived at Sean's secret spot.
Abandoned gas station.
And you can get in there?
We couldn't really get too close to it because there was a chain link fence surrounding it, but I was able to get a few by sticking the camera underneath a gap. After that, we realized we'd have to hurry if we wanted to catch the sunset in time, but we just couldn't resist a few photos underneath the Burrard Bridge. Since we were trying to hurry, mine didn't turn out so well, but Sean's Polaroid filter ones did. But now the sun was quickly setting, and we still had to find a way to get on top of Sean's building.
Oh, actually? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, pretty sure we weren't supposed to be there. We eventually found a way to the very top of the building, and as golden hour arrived, I knew this is what it had all been leading to. Now, I took some photos of the city and one through Sean's sunglasses, but not much more, and looking back on the moment, I thought I grabbed like 20 photos, and now I realize why. As me and Sean sat on the edge of the building enjoying our stroopwafel, I realized maybe I don't need to be like the other creators.
You know, throughout this whole entire project, I've kind of realized that photography is similar to filmmaking in the way that it can't be rushed, and trying to get 100 photos in 24 hours just isn't really the right goal. So I came here to the middle of nowhere. I'm not quite sure where I am, but I'm just gonna try and get some quality over quantity photos.
After all, originality is key, and I don't want to be known for replicating something someone else did. So in the end, although this was a great experience, I think I'll stick to filmmaking for now.